Hi, today's lesson is about the regular preterite. Hola, la lección de hoy es sobre el pretérito indefinido regular. Hi, welcome again to Spanish for London. Today we are going to study the regular preterite. So, we will study today this new tense, which is the equivalent to the simple past. We will see today only the regular forms. Then, in another lesson, we will continue with the irregular forms. So today the lesson is easy and brief, but consider that this tense is the most irregular one in all the Spanish verbal system. So it's really time demanding, not difficult, because I will explain every form, every irregularity to you. So I hope it will be absolutely crystal clear for you. But remember, it's really time demanding. So take your time to study this tense properly. Don't try to move on immediately to another tense, to something different. No. This is a very big mistake. So take your time and practice again this tense until you are absolutely sure that you can use all the forms properly. Okay? But as I told you, today is only about regular verbs. So it's easy and brief. Let's see. You have here the forms for verbs ending in ar, and ir, like cantar, to sing, comer, to eat, or vivir, to live. Regular verbs. And good news for you. In this tense, we have only two sets of endings. The endings for the verbs in ar, and then the endings for verbs in er and ir, which are exactly the same. Do you see? I, iste, yo, imos, isteis, ieron, and again, I, iste, yo, imos, isteis, ieron. So you have to remember only two sets of endings. So let's see the forms. Cantar, I sang, canté. Tú cantaste, él cantó. Nosotros cantamos, vosotros cantasteis, ellos cantaron. So yesterday I sang a song. Ayer canté una canción. Okay. Verbos en er, like comer. Comí, I ate. Comiste, comió, comimos, comisteis, comieron. So, for example, yesterday we ate fish and chips. Ayer comimos pescado con patatas fritas. And finally, vivir, viví, viviste, vivió, vivimos, vivisteis, vivieron. For example, I lived for 5 years in Barcelona. Viví 5 años en Barcelona. Okay, so you have to study these forms, which are, as you can see, really simple. Then, I have to tell you something about the nosotros form. We will compare the present with this tense, the preterite. Remember that this tense is called pretérito indefinido. At school, you will see this tense as simply preterite, but the real name in Spanish is pretérito indefinido. When I want to say we sing in the present tense, so today we sing a song, digo nosotros cantamos una canción hoy, today. But when I want to say yesterday we sang a song, es nosotros cantamos una canción ayer, yesterday. So as you can see, cantamos in the present and cantamos in the preterite or past tense is the same form for nosotros. But don't worry, the context clarifies if you are talking about the past or about the present. And same happens here with nosotros vivimos en Londres, we live in London, now, ahora, in the present, or a couple of years ago we lived in Japan. Hace unos años nosotros vivimos en Japón in the past. But again, the context makes it clear. And for verbs ending in er is different. So today we eat chicken, Hoy comemos pollo, but yesterday we ate paella. Ayer comimos paella. So verbs ending in ar or ir take the same form for nosotros in the present and the preterite tenses. Verbs in ar, like cantar, take the same form. Cantamos en presente, cantamos en pretérito. And verbs ending in ir, like vivir. Vivimos en presente, vivimos en pretérito. Okay? Let's continue now. Now, I will teach you only 2 irregular verbs because this is really simple and these are special verbs. The verbs ser, which is one of the verbs for to be, and ir, which is to go. Okay, it's something a little weird because these 2 verbs, ser and ir, are exactly the same in this tense. The forms are yo fui, tú fuiste, él, ella o usted fue, nosotros fuimos, vosotros fuisteis, y ellos o ustedes fueron. So if you want to say I went to Paris, verb to go, verbo ir, to go, we say fui a París. I went to Paris. But if I want to say I was a good student, fui una buena estudiante. And this is the verb to be. Do you see? And the form is exactly the same. Why? Well, this is because the verb ir is a really irregular verb. As you can see, the verb ir has a very strange form because it's only an ending at some point. So you don't have any other letters here. You don't have any form here. So when you want to conjugate this verb, you have to borrow forms from other verbs. So the verb ir in this tense borrows forms from ser. That's why they are exactly the same in this tense. Okay, let's continue now. Okay, so now you are able to use different tenses. For example, look at this. I will provide you 4 examples using this preterite in 4 different examples, in 4 different sentences. Remember that you have the lessons where I use the tenses talking about your GCSE topics. So you will find lessons, for example, with this kind of title, talking about my holidays, talking about me, my family and friends, talking about my school routine, talking about my uniform, talking about education post-16 and so on, all your topics. And I will put with 2 tenses, with 3 tenses, with 4 tenses, with 5 tenses, and I will put which tenses into brackets. So look look for the titles where the preterite is involved and go there and you will find a lot of examples using this tense and some others as well. So, yesterday morning I drank tea with milk. Ayer por la mañana tomé té con leche. Preterite. Yesterday afternoon I ate a sandwich. Ayer por la tarde comí un bocadillo. Preterite. Yesterday night I watched television. Ayer por la noche miré televisión. Preterite. The day before yesterday I went out with my friends. Anteayer salí con mis amigos. Salí, I went out. Preterite. Do you see anteayer? Ayer is yesterday. Anteayer, literally before yesterday, is the day before yesterday. So, now you know how to use a new tense. Of course, only in the regular forms. So, don't try to use the irregular forms until you study this lesson and then go to the preterite in the irregular forms of the preterite, and I will explain every irregularity in depth, so you will understand the patterns and you will be able to speak correctly in Spanish. Okay, that's the end of the lesson. See you next class. Este es el fin de la lección. Nos vemos la próxima clase.